It's now day 4 of the Anthony Weiner TwitPic controversy, and tonight there are still a lot of questions out there, but it's mainly because of what Congressman Weiner has said in response to the story, honestly. But don't worry, I have some of the answers for you tonight. And today, the congressman spoke to NBC's Luke Russert. Let's take a look at that.
The picture that went over Twitter to Jeanette Cordova from your account, is that you?
Well, let's keep in mind what happened here. I was pranked, I was hacked, I was punked, whatever it is. Someone sent out a picture. I'm an easy name to make fun of, and I think that that's what happened again. It's a terrible thing that this poor woman got dragged into it. She says she knows nothing about it, and I obviously don't know anything about it. I didn't send that picture out.
But that's not a picture of you?
You know, I can't say with certitude. My system was hacked. Pictures can be manipulated. Pictures can be dropped in and inserted. One of the reasons that I've asked a firm that includes an internet security arm is to take a look at what the heck happened here, was to make sure it doesn't happen again. But let's kind of keep in mind why this is so silly. You know, someone committed a prank on me, somehow got access to my Twitter account, and by the way, put up a picture that made fun of the name Weiner, and that's what happened.
Now, Weiner says the photo was sent from a hacker, and the 21-year-old who it was sent to, Jeanette Cordova, backs up his story, actually. She said, quote, "I have never met Congressman Weiner. Though I am a fan, I've never been to New York or to D.C. There have never been any inappropriate exchanges between Anthony Weiner and myself, including the tweet picture in question, which had apparently been deleted before it reached me." And a Reuters employee compared the lewd photo's metadata to previous photos uploaded to Weiner's account, and they found that it did not match, meaning a different camera might have been used. Look, when you put all that together, to me it's exceedingly clear. He didn't send the picture. He doesn't know who the girl is. She doesn't know who he is in person. She knows him as a congressman, but she's never met him. So all this is nonsense. But yesterday, Andrew Breitbart, who of course is a notorious liar and who's been the main guy pushing this story, complained that the mainstream media aren't covering the story enough. Quote, "If this were a Republican, it becomes the single most important story in the history of media for 3 weeks, 4 weeks." Now, come on. Are you claiming that Democratic sex scandals aren't covered enough in this country? Have you ever heard of a guy called Bill Clinton? Did you ever hear of Monica Lewinsky? Have you heard of John Edwards? Have you heard of Elliot Spitzer? You think the media didn't cover those stories enough? On which planet? But listen, why are we even having a conversation with Andrew Breitbart? He is a proven liar. That's what he does. It's almost his profession. He did it with Shirley Sherrod, and he's done it over and over again. He doctors tapes and he puts out nonsense stories just like this one.
I'd like to take this time to clear up some of the questions that have been raised over the past 10 days or so and take full responsibility for my actions. At the outset, I'd like to make it clear that I have made terrible mistakes that have hurt the people I care about the most, and I'm deeply sorry. I have not been honest with myself, my family, my constituents, my friends, and supporters, and the media. Last Friday night, I tweeted a photograph of myself that I intended to send as a direct message as part of a joke to a woman in Seattle. Once I realized I had posted it to Twitter, I panicked. I took it down and said that I had been hacked. I then continued with that story, to stick to that story, which was a hugely regrettable mistake. This woman was unwittingly dragged into this and bears absolutely no responsibility. I am so sorry to have disrupted her life in this way. To be clear, the picture was of me, and I sent it. I'm deeply sorry for the pain this has caused my wife, Huma, and our family, and my constituents, my friends, supporters, and staff. In addition, over the past few years, I have engaged in several inappropriate conversations conducted over Twitter, Facebook, email, and occasionally on the phone with women I have met online. I have exchanged messages and photos of an explicit nature with about 6 women over the last 3 years. For the most part, these communications took place before my marriage, though some have sadly took place after. To be clear, I have never met any of these women or had physical relationships at any time. I haven't told the truth, and I've done things I deeply regret. I I brought pain to people I care about the most, and the people who believed in me. And for that, I'm deeply sorry. I apologize to my wife and our families, as well as to our friends and supporters. I am deeply ashamed of my terrible judgment and actions. And I'll be glad to take any questions.
It's not about mobilizing people. It's about dialing for corporate dollars. These two parties have sold the U.S. government and the American people to the highest bidders.